so that we don't run out of time. So today's workshop is being hosted by myself, obviously, and by Shubhangi, who hopefully you can see in the pictures, perhaps in the video. She is from India and she is co-hosting this workshop, which is on teacher professional development. So today we are going to be looking at why teacher professional development is important. We're linking to the growth mindset series. Well, this is a series of courses about growth mindset, which links to our course on the Teach2030 website. We're going to be looking at what growth mindset means and how it links together with teachers professional development, TPD. We're going to be looking at the kind of methods available to us, that what do we do already? Is there anything else that we could do to support our development in our profession to make ourselves even better teachers? And we're also going, oh, hi, James. Hello. I can just see a few more comments arriving. And we're also going to be looking at what we do already and how we can make things better for ourselves. We're going to reflect on how to ensure that we are continuing with that development. So I'm going to move the slides forward. We're going to think about growth mindset. Some of you might have heard this term already if you've completed the growth mindset course on our digital platform, Teach2030, and how it's important to have this kind of mindset, which means being open to learning, to development and progression in our careers. It's important to have a strong belief that we can be developed, that we are open to change, that we don't have a fixed mindset where we are just where we stick to what we do without change, without adaptation. It's important to look at different challenges that we come across, see them as a chance to learn, see ways that we can improve. Teaching is all about improving. It's what we do. It's what we educate our youngsters to do. So I think it's important that we model that by developing our own professional development, by developing our own learning, by understanding even further into pedagogy, into how education is changing. So growth mindset is what we're focusing on in this series of workshops, with this one being the first one. So teacher professional development then, as I said, that's the theme of today's workshop. But there are lots of layers to this term and the practice of professional development, which we're going to look at today. The fact that you're all here, you've taken a step straight away into developing professionally, into sharing ideas and joining in with a network of people very similar to yourselves who would like to develop their education, their own knowledge into learning. So thank you very much for joining. So I want to just turn. Hello.
Yeah. I want to say something.
Please do,
Participants can
Shubhangi.
also, share their way of TPD, what means of TPD they are using to upskill themselves and to learn new things. So we would like to know more about your ways. How are you increasing your teacher professional development?
So if you can put something in the chat box at this point, we're going to turn it over to you and let us know, what is it that you do at the moment? What's your perspective about TPD, about teacher professional development? Is it just a chore to complete? Is it a responsibility that we have to the students in our care? Is it a duty to yourself, to the advancement of your career? Or is it an opportunity to broaden knowledge, expertise? Is it more than one of those? If you could just put your comments in the chat box at this point. I know my school where I work at, we take part in whole school TPD, and we have different sessions on different topics. Last week, for example, we had one on data management in our school, how we can use data to our advantage, how we can look at what the children are achieving, and the different program that my particular school uses. So although I struggle with data, it was a training need that that I needed to, so therefore the session was useful to me. Shubhangi, what kind of TPD do you take part in?
Yeah, uh, I myself, help teachers to learn more about Teach 2030 courses. I'm, providing a school in Lucknow, the trainings, and they're learning from it. So I'm already, taking part in providing the teachers professional development to the teachers through Teach 2030. And I also take part in various online and offline courses, which helps me to improve my teaching skills.
That's brilliant, Shubhangi. Thank you. And in a sense, you've put it as a means to self-development and improve classroom instruction delivery. You're absolutely right. It definitely is that. Fanny, an opportunity to broaden knowledge and expertise. Absolutely right, it is. And that knowledge is always needing it because our world is changing so much. We need to keep up to date with our TPD. Digital tools effectively in your class. That's great. Thank you for that contribution. Digital tools, that's the way the world's going, and we can use it to our advantage as well to include digital teaching to our teachers and to ourselves. Okay, so obviously today is all about upskilling. We're going to talk about the importance of upskilling. Shubhangi, are you
Yeah.
okay to take over for a moment?
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so in this section, we are going to learn about why upskilling is important. So, without access to ever developing research and trends about ideas of teaching and learning, otherwise known as pedagogy, the capacities of teachers and all those involved in education, others is limited. We must take responsibility to proactively replenish our skills and ability as well as become more informed and practice in pedagogy and education.
Brilliant, thank
Yeah.
you.
So, TPD, Teacher Professional Development. Being a teacher is an honor and privilege, and with that it is our duty to ensure we are continually providing the best education experience to our students. The world is constantly evolving, and therefore we must ensure we too are evolving in our knowledge, teaching skills, and understanding so that we can give our students the best opportunities of the world they will encounter. Teacher Professional Development or TPD is a systematic change in educational content and methods delivered through comprehensive coordinated programs that focus on teaching and learning with the objective of changing classroom practices to ensure that every child learns. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you, Shubhangi. Are you
Yeah.
carrying on? The methods
Yeah.
available to us.
Yes. So what are the methods so we can improve our teaching professional development? TPT is becoming more ever more accessible digitally these days. There is an increasing trend towards independent learning and advancing our knowledge and expertise through online courses. There are many digital platforms that can progress our pedagogy and teaching practice, as well as literature and workshops. Teach 2030 being just one of them. However, we cannot underestimate the significance and benefits of a learning partner. Humans are social animals, and through the collaboration and sharing of ideas, it ensures we are reflecting and developing our thoughts and teaching styles. Here, we would like to know what experience of TPT do you have at the moment? You can share with us in the chat box.
Would be really good, please. What kind of
Yeah.
TPD do you already participate in?
Hmm. There are few examples for some of the TPTs. There could be whole school training sessions, external courses, online digital platforms, and wider reading.
I can see, Innocent, you've said in the chat box that you attend workshops, that you take career-related courses, and you do research to improve standards, which is fabulous. That's taken a very proactive approach towards TPD. So that's really, really good. I know I have whole school training sessions as well, like I said to you, but we also have a digital platform where courses are delivered to us. We have statutory courses. These are the courses that we must do. But then we also have a range offered to us that we could take part in, that we can participate in to develop any particular areas to progress in our career. So does anybody else have any contributions for the chat box about what kind of methods of TPD you already participate in? Another strategy that my school has employed is to provide all teachers with a teacher training book to read. We could choose what kind of book, some wider reading that we would be interested in developing, and their school have bought the books for us, which was quite generous. So then we exchange the books with other teachers, so we almost have a bit of a library of TPD developing. Okay, so following on from that then, how is it that we can make sure we're continuing our professional development, that we're constantly chipping away, that we're constantly moving it forward? So a teacher portfolio is something that we advocate quite strongly in our courses on Teach 2030, which is a record of all the professional development activities we participate in. It's something that could include any reading materials that you've read, that you would like to read. Maybe if you've had any lesson observations and feedback, this is the place to keep those documents, whether you have an electronic portfolio or whether you have a folder, a binder where you put paperwork in it. It's really nice to keep these all together, a record of whole school training sessions, whether that's any worksheets or any notes that you may have taken. An online course participation, you normally get certificates you will do for attending this workshop. So this in itself is TPD, and the certificate that you get will be to keep in your teacher portfolio. And then there's any external training courses, any evidence that you could keep from the training courses you attend outside of your educational establishment, or any workshops. So it's the kind of portfolio that you would keep in a diary style, maybe divide it into sections. So it was a really useful document. It helps with career progression. You could put your resume within it, and it's a very meaningful, very important document to keep, and we highly recommend it. Okay, Innocent, fantastic. I can see that you've put in Malawi, you have Department of Education and Development. They organise in-service trainings, which is really, really useful. Fantastic. Fanny, thank you. You've put almost all of those. You do workshops, online courses, you read manuals and books on teaching style. That's fantastic. So well done. Well done to everybody in what you do already. Career related courses, that's fantastic. Okay, so moving forward then. I'd like us just to reflect before we finish on what you will do next. What have you not already done that you could include in your TPD? Could it be any digital courses? Could it be looking into any wider reading? Just have a think about what you will do yourself to improve your own professional development and expertise from this point forward. Okay, obviously we have our Teach 2030 digital platform. We've got lots of courses on them. Some of you might have already done some of the courses. There's some more that you might want to participate in. We have our weekly teaching tips. We have our blogs. Ambassadors are writing blogs as well as ourselves. It's really useful to have a look at other people's experiences. We're coming to the end of our workshop. Shubhangi, have you got anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would just like to encourage teachers to keep doing your teacher professional development. And I have one idea I can give to all the teachers is, if you are learning something or you have learned something, please do share with other of your teachers. It is also part of your TPD, sharing your learning with others. So please continually do share with your partners also. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you,
you.
participants,
Okay.
for joining.
So I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and I'd like to open up the floor really in case there's anybody who would like to speak on camera or add anything more in the chat box, any TPD that you've already taken part in, or feel free to leave if you'd like to. It's entirely up to you. Thank you for coming to the workshop. Thank you, Shubhangi, for co-hosting with me. That's really, really helpful. Again, if anybody else would like to contribute just before we end today's workshop, that would be lovely. Innocent, I can see in the chat box you've put, I would like to learn how digital instructional design to reach out to many teachers and students virtually. I know that we have a digital course on the Teach 2030 workshop. Alex, are you there to say anything more about that particular course? Alex, are you there?
Sorry, yes, Sarah, I am here. Thank you so much for a brilliant workshop. I really appreciate it. Thank you to you and Shubhangi.
Do you have any information about the digital course that we run on the
Yes.
Teach 2030 website? Innocent has put in the chat box that she'd like to learn how digital instructional design could reach out to teachers and students virtually.
Yeah, of course, it's free. It's completely free, this course. So I've just put into the chat the link through to the digital learner course. It's completely free and it aims to increase your ability to engage with your smartphone for teacher professional development. It's totally free, so do feel free, and you do get your certificate at the end of it as well. So it just takes you through using your smartphone a little bit more.
That's brilliant, Innocent. Lovely. Thank you. I'm glad that Alex could help you there. Thank you for putting that in the chat box, Alex. Is there anybody else who would like to add anything more just before we finish? Well, I wish you all a happy TPD. Good luck with your growth mindset. And thank you again for coming to this month's workshop on TPD, improving our teacher professional development. Our next session will continue teacher professional development, and it will look more deeply into growth mindset. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. Take care. Good luck. Bye-bye.